Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina Weather Watchers. Hopefully everyone had a fantastic Tuesday. I am your host for South Carolina Weather, Jason Peterson. And let's go on and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. So as we go on, show this right here. Close this stuff right here out. And I'm not going to waste really any time. We're just going to go on and get started. If you're inside the chat right now, though, before we start, if you're inside the chat right now, please hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And make sure that you hit that like button as well if you have not already, so we can go on and get to our goal of 300 by November the 5th. And you still do have time to share. So if you do, in fact, want to share this forecast, you can. Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina Weather Watchers. Hopefully everyone had a fantastic Tuesday. I'm your host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson. And let's talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. Now, looking at the radar right now, we don't have anything going on. Nothing going on in terms of the state of South Carolina as we speak. But as we go on and go to the MRMS, as we scroll our way out, you can see that we do not really have much going on in the southeast. The northeast, they have some rain going through, like New York, maybe Vermont, and Massachusetts, as well as Rhode Island as well, also receiving that. We also do have some rain going on up here, Minnesota, the Dakotas, as well, getting some rain up there. That might be some snow. Yes, we are. We're getting some snow right now. Some pretty heavy snow going into like Spearfish, Newcastle, and Lead inside of South Dakota and Wyoming. Also some snow over here in Riverton, Wyoming as well. So some snow going on throughout those areas. And that's pretty much it in terms of like sort of big areas. I guess some rain going on in Utah and near Las Vegas as well. Let's go on and talk about our cloud cover. Cloud cover right now not really showing much. Maybe just some low clouds going through the upstate, maybe even the Midlands as well. But it's not really much in terms of just like scattered cloud cover. Maybe in some spots it can be a bit widespread, but not really throughout the entire state. Here's our future cloud cover. You can see here that as we go on and move this forward, you can see that we do in fact have some cloud cover that will continue as we go through the night tonight. Cloud cover will continue to push in from the coastal regions, and then as we get into tonight, not tonight, but tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, cloud cover will continue to persist throughout the entire state, even as you get into the late morning as well. Here's our current temperature: 64 in Columbia, 70 in Charleston, as well as 68 in Georgetown and Myrtle Beach, 66 inside of Loris, maybe even 61 in Rock Hill, 62 in Greenville, 64 in Anderson and Greenwood, well, 62 in Edgefield, 66 in Augusta, 70 in Burnwell, 68 in Fairfax and Walterboro, as well as 71 in Beaufort, 70 in Savannah. Here's our low temperatures for tonight: around 59 in Columbia, 60 in Moncks Corner, 67 in Charleston, as well as 63 in Myrtle Beach, and 62 in Georgetown, 66 inside of Hilton Head Island, and 58 in Aiken, 60 inside of Anderson and Greenville, as well as 59 inside of Spartanburg and Rock Hill, as well as 58 in Sumter and 57 inside of Florence. Up there inside of the upstate, the far upstate of South Carolina, we do have just a little tiny risk for maybe a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch. Not really much. Maybe an isolated quarter of an inch is possible, but mainly between a hundredth of an inch and a tenth of an inch is probably what they're watching for. No excessive rainfall, no severe weather, no thunderstorms, or anything like that is expected. But if you go on over, we're going to just talk about the 18C real quick. Pushing to 9 o'clock, you can see that showers may be trying to move into the coastal regions as early as 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, again, this was last updated at 3 o'clock p.m., so, this could be a bit outdated, but it does show that risk for the potential for some showers to move into the coastal region. And then there goes that rain inside the upstate at around 9 o'clock in the morning ish. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning when I record. If that rain is going on up there at around 9 a.m. As well as some shower activity moving through the low country of South Carolina as well. Even as you go into tomorrow night as well. We'll continue to see how that works out. And then just seems to be just isolated shower activity, isolated shower on and off activity throughout the state going through the next 48 or so hours. So, especially through the low country and the upstate of South Carolina. So we'll see what happens with that as we move into tomorrow morning. Here is our tropical outlook. You see that our area over here kind of expanded a little bit, but a broad area of low pressure is likely to develop over the southwestern Caribbean Sea in a couple of days. Development is possible thereafter, and a tropical depression could form over the weekend while the system drifts northward over the west central Caribbean Sea. So right now, no chance over the next 48 hours, but a 40% chance over the next 7 or so days. So we're good in terms of tropical activity, even though a tropical depression it is possible. I'll say that it is possible that it does try to form. So that is the end. We're going to go on and talk about the future. And when I say the future, I mean like the next 300 or so hours. We'll see what happens there. So as I click that, you can see it on your screen in around 5 seconds or so. Time is in the top right corner of your screen. October 29th at 8 p.m. is where we're starting at. And as you push this forward, you see that not really much, just shower activity, but again, potentially going through the coastal regions November the 1st through the 2nd, the 3rd and the 4th as well, potentially. And then as you continue through the 6th, the 7th, again, just that shower activity is all we're really watching for. Some downpours possible, maybe going into the 8th of November, the 9th, the 10th as well. There goes our little area that we're watching, potentially trying to bring some moisture to South Carolina as we enter around November the 10th and the 11th with some widespread heavy rainfall potentially on the 11th and the 12th. And honestly, again, this is over 300 hours out, but 300 hours out, it does have a little tropical, maybe a tropical storm trying to make landfall inside of North Carolina, so I don't know. Again, way too far out to say if this will or not, but this is around November the 13th, the 14th-ish, but it definitely, according to this model right here, bringing us a lot of rain, and even as we go into November the 14th, and you can see how much rain falls through the next 300 or so hours, heavy amounts of rain, potentially up to 9 inches to maybe even a foot of rain possible over the next 400 hours. So again, that's not flash flooding, that's not a flash flooding risk because it's over 400 hours. But it is something that we're going to have to watch for as that system goes on. So maybe it might just be a rainmaker. We're going to have to see what happens as we get closer. So don't start telling people that there is a storm coming because obviously there's not right now, and we're just too far out to say if that will happen or not. So let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So here's the chat right here. Mr. Oliver said, good evening. It almost looked like there would be a thunderstorm at my house this afternoon, but it did not happen. My pond still does need some liquid. Another note I had from Ms. Donahue when she was going to put you back on the air. She assured me very soon. I did talk to her the other day about that. They had some stuff going on, and some of the students actually did have some stuff that they had to get done as well, which is why they haven't had me back on yet. But I should be back on there soon. She did tell me that yesterday. Actually, it was yesterday. Trail says, greetings everyone, greetings to you. And then Thatch is getting this. I hope all is well. All is well. Thank you so much for asking. And speaking of that, let's go on and talk about San Antonio and Raleigh, as there's a severe weather threat coming up for places like Dallas, Oklahoma City, all the way up towards Kansas City as well, coming up tomorrow. We'll talk about that at the very end when we're completely done with everything South Carolina related. But in terms of rainfall, not really much. Maybe as you go into Halloween afternoon on Halloween, maybe. And maybe some showers just to your north and east going into tomorrow morning. But right now, nothing for the direct San Antonio area. Talking about temperatures, let's go on and pull that up. And as we wait for our temperatures to load, let's go on and check out the likes. Let's see how many likes we got. We have 4 people in here and around 6 likes, so hopefully everyone has hit it. But if you did not, make sure to hit the like button. As you go in the low temperatures tonight, at around 71-ish high temperatures tomorrow, at around 88 low temperatures tomorrow night, at around 69 high temperatures going to around 82, 83, 84 going into your Halloween. As you move over here into Raleigh, North Carolina, go into low temperatures tonight at around 53-ish high temperatures tomorrow, at around 75 low temperatures tomorrow night, at around 60, and then high temperatures going into around 76-ish going into your Halloween, again for your high temperature. Talking about rainfall, let's go on and pull that up right now. Rainfall for tonight and going to the next 48 or so hours, pushing the 4, not really looking for much. Go to the next 30, 40, 48 out. Yeah, no rainfall expected over the next 48 or so hours. And there's no severe weather that is expected, but for either location. But we do have a risk for some severe weather, and that is for obviously places that I just called out earlier. Let me pull that up real quick. As you go into tonight, nothing tonight, but as you go into tomorrow, we do have a risk for some severe weather going on inside the central U.S. Really just a tornado and a wind threat. If you know anybody inside of the Kansas City region, Topeka region, down into the Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas as well. All those regions, if you know anybody inside that region, let them know that severe weather, tornadoes, wind, and maybe even some hail is possible tomorrow. The main threat being the wind and tornadoes, but hail cannot be ruled out, especially some pretty large hail as well. So all of that is possible as you go into tomorrow. So we'll check on that again tomorrow night, see what's going on. I think it's an evening threat, so we'll see what happens with that. And then nothing for San Antonio in terms of this severe weather. You can get some thunderstorms tomorrow. You do have the ingredients to get some thunderstorms tomorrow. If a shower does get going, a thunderstorm could indeed form. But right now, according to the models that we had last updated at around 3 o'clock, I'm not really seeing much. So just be aware tomorrow evening, tomorrow night-ish. And that seems to be about it. So let's check the chat one more time just to make sure I don't see anything else. So hopefully I'm not missing anything. If I am, I'll recap it tomorrow. But we're actually just going to end the stream tonight. We're not going to leave the radar on like we usually do. So we're just going to end it off tonight, as I need to do something and the stream will kind of mess it up. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button, as we're trying to get to 300 subscribers by November the 5th. We're at 283. Need 17 more people to hit the like button in around 7 days. I have about 1 week left until November the 5th or Election Day. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well. And that's going to be about it. So, hopefully, everyone has a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, and I'll be back tomorrow morning with your Wednesday forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday.